Have you ever found yourself imagining what it would be like if Captain America turned into a werewolf? It'd be crazy, wouldn't it? Unbelievable. Well, let's make your dreams a reality, because today I will be reviewing the story arc known as Man and Wolf from the early 1990s that depicts just that. I have yet to do any werewolf-related stuff on my channel for Halloween, and I thought taking a look at this classic, written by Mark Grunwald and penciled by Rick Levins, was the best place to start, so let's dive right in. Deep in the woods of northern Massachusetts, a man desperately tries to outrun someone, or something, that is hot on his tail. Howls can be heard piercing through the trees, and as the man turns around, his pursuer is revealed to be a werewolf, which grabs him around the throat and slashes at him, killing him. The following morning, the man's body is found in the clearing by Wolverine, who is trying to figure out what happened. At Avengers Mansion, Captain America decides to take a leave of absence from the team and puts Black Widow in charge. He does this so he can focus on finding two of his friends that have gone missing, the first being his then-girlfriend Rachel Layton, also known as Diamondback, who has been, unbeknownst to Captain America, kidnapped, brainwashed, and tortured by Brock Rumlow, aka Crossbones. He kidnapped Rachel to get back on the Red Skull's good side. They had a bit of a fallout before the events of this story. Red Skull just fired Crossbones for talking back to him. It was that simple. But Crossbones is able to brainwash Diamondback enough that he has her test her loyalty to him by infiltrating Avengers Mansion, steal several pints of Captain America's super soldier blood they had on ice, and it puts Crossbones back into the good graces of the Red Skull. Honestly, he might as well just get on his knees and suck Red Skull's dick. Crossbones is that loyal to his boss. Sometimes I wonder if he's actually in love with him. Anyways, the other person on Captain America's radar is his friend and former Quinjet pilot, John Jameson. Peggy Carter believes he has gone after Diamondback, but he hasn't reported in for several weeks. The recent sightings of a possible half-human, half-wolf creature in northern Massachusetts makes Peggy and Cap question if maybe John has become the man-wolf once again. The Moon Gem, which is responsible for Jameson's transformation, has been safely stored at Empire State University since his last battle with Spider-Man. However, when Captain America goes to check on it, he and the scientists there realize it's gone. There is also a McDonald's bag sitting on top of the filing cabinet. I don't know if that was supposed to be a product placement or something, but it's kind of funny. Maybe it's a Happy Meal. Captain America goes to the Daily Bugle offices and speaks with J. Jonah Jameson, who hasn't heard from his son in 2 years. Cap also tells him about the top-secret work John had been doing for the Avengers. With Doctor Strange unavailable at the moment, Cap goes to the home of the world's second greatest authority on the supernatural and the occult, Dr. Druid, and enlists his aid in tracking down Man-Wolf. The two investigate the location of the werewolf murder and are attacked by another beastly creature. Captain America thinks it might be John, but feels that the werewolf looks too slim and feminine to be him. Before he can go in for a closer look, the werewolf is caught around the neck with a rope and pulled into the sky by a mysterious figure named Moonhunter, some Lobo-looking wannabe. Captain America battles the discount Lobo, Moonhunter, who has been out collecting the werewolves. Cap pursues him on the Sky Cycle, but is outmaneuvered by the villain rather quickly. The Sky Cycle is damaged, and Captain America leaps into the air to attack Moonhunter, but eats some bullets to the chest instead. Moonhunter escapes, and Captain America falls to the ground. Wolverine manages to follow Moonhunter to the small town of Starksboro. Diet Lobo returns to his base in Starksboro, where a mysterious woman seems to be experimenting on these werewolf creatures. She has been creating them, except the one Moonhunter has brought back with him isn't one of hers. The mysterious woman is revealed to be Nightshade, and she reports to her master. He has the Moon Gem in his possession, and he believes it is acting as a beacon, drawing other werewolves to the site. Wolverine is soon outside, battling the townsfolk that have been turned into werewolves. Despite the violence on display, all the hacking and slashing, it's censored a bit, with the blood being colored black. Kind of sucks. Moonhunter arrives and fires several shotgun blasts into Wolverine, which doesn't kill him of course, but weakens him long enough for the werewolves to take him in to Nightshade. Captain America and Dr. Druid find themselves on the outskirts of Starksboro. Druid had been able to track down the psychic aura of the werewolf that had attacked them. They soon find themselves surrounded by the creatures though. The town is a hotspot for supernatural activity. As Captain America does battle with the werewolves below, Dr. Druid finds a way to mesmerize them from above, and then casts an invisibility spell on Steve Rogers, which makes him disappear from the battle and be lifted up onto the rooftop nearby. The werewolves head back, deeper into town, while Druid continues to mask their location. While that is happening, Nightshade is attempting to turn Wolverine into a werewolf. He basically is one already, using a serum of her own design, but his healing factor rejects the transformation almost instantaneously. Wolverine comes too, but before he can escape, Nightshade's master appears and uses his powers to put Wolverine in some kind of mystical trance. As the sun rises, all of the werewolves in the town transform back into their human forms. Captain America and Dr. Druid enter the town hall in the hopes of getting some answers, but are ambushed by Nightshade and Wolverine, who appears to be under her control now. Captain America realizes that Wolverine is in a berserker rage, and there is no use trying to reason with him, so knocking him around is his only option right now. The fight is pretty intense and hard-hitting, but comes to an end when Moonhunter interferes and tranquilizes the good captain. He is then taken to Nightshade's lab, and she administers the werewolf serum. You wonder just where in the fuck Dr. Druid was while all this was happening, jerking off in a corner somewhere probably. The moment we have all been waiting for has arrived. Captain America transforms into a werewolf, Capwolf. Thanks to the super soldier serum in his blood, he is immune to hypnosis, and manages to escape Nightshade's lab. Nightshade had given him a new and improved version of her serum, which prevents Rogers from reverting back to his human form in sunlight. Nightshade's master, revealed to be the evil Dreadmond Druid, forcefully transforms the townsfolk into werewolves with his magic, so they can go after Captain America. Turns out Dr. Druid was not viciously masturbating in a corner somewhere while Captain America was captured. I was wrong. He just went to the town's church to continue investigating the hidden power behind the werewolves. Okay then. He finds a private study filled with druidic artifacts, many that rival his own collection, as well as the moon gem behind a glass container, Beauty and the Beast style. Before he can remove it, Dreadmond Druid shows himself, and the two have a magical battle of wills, with the goal of putting the other under their mental control. Capwolf is in the woods, trying to collect his bearings, having the jumbled thoughts of a human, but the inability to speak. Wolverine attacks him, but Capwolf does not remember his name. The way he is thinking to himself reminds me of that classic online meme of the dog on the phone. Hello, yes? This is Dog. Capwolf and Wolverine battle once again, and we get another glimpse of blood in this story, as close as it's gonna get to blood at least. Capwolf manages to escape from Wolverine, but is located by Martian Moonhunter, who throws a rope around Captain America and is taken for a nice little joyride around the town. Dr. Druid is overwhelmed by Dreadmond Druid, who deems himself the true supreme druid of the world. Capwolf makes it back to Nightshade's lab, hoping she will transform him back, but she puts him under the effects of her pheromones, which calm him down, and forces him inside of the punishment pit, which houses several other werewolves. John Jameson appears in his man-wolf form, and is the pack leader of these renegade creatures. Capwolf and Man-Wolf fight each other, with Cap victorious, and earning dominance over the other werewolves. Wolfsbane of the X Factor also reveals herself, having been lured into the town by the moon gem and captured. She teaches Capwolf how to speak in his feral form, something that he puts to good use right away, motivating the werewolves with his speech, and getting them to build a pyramid with their bodies, allowing them to escape the pit. See, even as a werewolf, Captain America is the best at speeches. The pack of werewolves are able to subdue both Moonhunter and Nightshade, and also manage to free Jack Russell, the werewolf by night, who we had seen experimented on earlier. It's the final day of the full moon, and Dreadman Druid is about to perform a ceremony to increase his power. Capwolf tries to stop it, but Dreadman manages to slice into the throat of Dr. Druid, and his blood drips onto the moon gem. After placing the blood-soaked moon gem onto his throat, Dreadman Druid, real name Dreadman Cromwell, begins his transformation into Godhood. He turns into the mystically and cosmically powered Starwolf, a god of both beast and man. Holy shit, does this thing look fucking badass. Capwolf tries to make a move on it, but is smacked into the air with ease like a volleyball. With all hope seemingly lost, Captain America's shield hurtles towards the hero. It was thrown by the pack of freed werewolves, and Capwolf uses it to free Dr. Druid from his shackles. Cable arrives, yes, Cable, preventing Feral, one of the members of his X-Force, from reaching whatever it is that is drawing her to the town of Starksboro. He investigates, finding Starwolf, Capwolf, and all the other werewolves, and begins gunning them down left and right, wanting to prevent Cable from making things worse and killing these innocent people that have been turned into these savage beasts. Capwolf begins attacking him, but Dreadman is able to use the opening to capture them both. Manwolf takes the weakened Dr. Druid to Nightshade's lab, where she had been restrained earlier. He injects her with some of her werewolf serum, forcing her to find an antidote for them. Moonhunter frees himself from the punishment pit, where the werewolves had left him, stripped of his armor. He also frees Wolverine, and the two discover Manwolf in Nightshade's lab. They try to stop him, but the partially revived Dr. Druid uses what little power he has left to break the hypnosis spell Dreadman Cromwell had been using on them. Wolverine is able to reach Capwolf and Cable, freeing them, and with a boost, Capwolf is able to latch on to Starwolf and pull the moon gem from his throat. Cable catches the moon gem and crushes it underneath his boot, which reverts Dreadman Druid back to his original form. The comic ends with Wolverine telling Captain America that he likes his new look, and that he should keep it. So that ends the Man and Wolf storyline. Before I get into my actual review of it, I should address the elephant in the room. How does Captain America turn back into his human form? Because this story really doesn't address it by the end. Well, in issue 408 of Captain America, the one immediately following the events of this storyline, which was part of the Infinity War crossover, John Jameson and Captain America are both given the antidote by Nightshade in her lab. It's as simple as that. Captain America also does battle with an evil doppelganger of himself, but that's neither here nor there, it's not important, so we'll just move on. So, Man and Wolf. I think this story is pretty damn good, one of the most entertaining I have read, featuring Captain America. Having Cap transform into a werewolf of all things is kind of an odd premise, especially for a character like him, but I think it works within the confines of this story. For such a crazy idea, Mark Gruenwald really runs with it, and turns what could be viewed as a simple gimmick into a pretty compelling narrative, for what it's worth. Man and Wolf is a fairly violent story, with a few gruesome and jarring images provided by Rick Levins' artwork. He gets away with quite a lot throughout this story, and it looks awesome, but unfortunately, some of the visuals are held back a little bit with their use of color, and that's not Levins' fault, that would be on the colorist. You get a bunch of muddy and murky-looking blood, colored brown and black, to disassociate it with the actual bodily fluid. At one point, the blood coming out of Dr. Druid's neck even looks like coffee, which is kind of hilarious. But I get why it was done. A lot of Marvel comics around this time did this. They didn't want to get too dark for children, and it makes sense. Keep in mind, the Comics Code Authority was still a thing in the early 90s as well. Not as strong as they were in the decades prior, mind you, but still a factor with everything, in terms of censorship, so you can't blame Marvel for these alterations. It was a different time. The character of Dreadman Druid, I think he's a pretty good villain for this story. Creating an army of werewolves and wanting to become a god of beast and man is a good motivation. It fits the lunacy and over-the-top nature of this story perfectly. He targets the town of Starksboro and provides weekend seminars for the townsfolk that feature a new radical form of therapy that helps them deal with the stresses of modern civilization. He feels humanity has degraded the planet and wants wilderness, nature, to take control once again, which means turning everyone into werewolves. Again, it's pure lunacy, but it fits the nature of this story. And come on, Starwolf, what an awesome design for a character. Captain America, Man, and Wolf is the first werewolf-related storyline I have looked at on the channel. I would assume it's one of the best werewolf stories in comics, at least one featuring superheroes, but I haven't read anywhere near enough to validate that statement, at least not yet. I'd have to get back to you on that. I know there are plenty more werewolf-related comics out there, like Judge Dredd, City of the Werewolf, and a lot more featuring notable werewolf characters, such as Man-Wolf and the Werewolf by Night, for example, but I'll have to review them at a later date, maybe even do some character breakdowns on some of these characters too. But following Halloween, I don't know when any of this is going to be possible. As many of you may know by now, the channel is going to drop down to 2 videos a month for the foreseeable future, a comic review and a game review, and I don't know how fast I'm going to be able to get to some of these topics. The character breakdowns and everything are going to be on hiatus until the channel gets a little bigger and I can invest more time into everything. I want to thank each and every one of you for watching this review. If you would like to nominate a future comic book storyline for me to analyze on the channel, maybe even a superhero, comic book, or anime-related video game as well, you can do so over on the channel NerdGasm Patreon. You can even gain access to exclusive monthly podcasts as well, that will begin in November. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon to be notified of all future content I release. There's a couple more days left of Halloween, so make sure to stay tuned for some more bone-chilling superhero videos. Take care.